In the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful. By the steeds that run with panting breath, and strike sparks of fire, and push home the charge in the morning, and raise that dust in clouds the while, and penetrate forthwith into the midst of the foe, en masse. The story of man's association with animals is as old as mankind itself. He hunted them for food and pleasure, contested them for fear and security, and tamed them for survival and sustenance. In the end, some were foes and some friends for lifetime. The companionship of humans with horses falls in the latter category. Since time immemorial, horse has remained man's most trusted comrade, partner, lieutenant, and friend. The prehistoric rock drawings tell us how the animal shared man's joys and sorrows, while the ancient calligraphic illustrations reflect the unique place the charger held in the rider's life. In fact, the development of civilizations is intrinsically linked between the relationships of the two. Alexander built a monument to mourn the death of his horse, Bucephalus, since the legendary battle between the Greek warriors and Porus's army near the banks of River Jhelum was in fact the victory of a swift and effective cavalry over the mighty elephants of Porus. No wonder the warriors cried with pride, "My kingdom for my horse." The change in times and technology and the subsequent introduction of mechanization, however, dwindled the importance of horses in the main battlefield. The horsepower efficiency, nevertheless, continues to negate the myth. From the ceremonial state pageantry to the sporting funds of polo playing, and from the mountain mule regiments to the constant chain of supplies and rations, the truth remains that the utility of equine stands impervious of time and progress, and so stands paramount the role of a remount depot. Remount Depot Mona, sprawled over a vast area of more than 10,000 acres. Mona Depot today stands out as the prime breeding grounds for finest quality horses, mules, and donkeys, the equine family. Originally designed as a stable backbone for the regular supply of mules, mountain artillery mules, and general service mules, Mona now holds the distinct pride for producing world-class thoroughbred and Arabian horses. The fact that Mona was enlisted as full member of the World Arabian Horse Organization within a year of its application to the prestigious world body, entrusted to maintain throughout the world the purity of the blood of the horses of Arabian breed, bears testimony to the exceptionally fine production of Arabian horses by Mona. A beautiful botanical garden adorns Mona now to commemorate this singular honor. The topography of the depot speaks volumes of the exceptional planning and designing of the depot. The eastern side of the depot is sealed from any possible onslaught of disease, bacteria, or germs by the Lower Jhelum Canal that flows beside the farms, not only irrigating its vast lands, but also making a natural barrier. The 660 acres of Dhofar forests spread on the other bank of the canal have been providing yet another hindrance in the spread of any possible human settlement on close proximity to the farms. What is more, the rich deposits of salts in the landbed brought by the successive flooding ensure the abundant growth of peculiar species of grass, locally called the kabul. Thanks to its calcium contents, the animals feeding on this grass have stronger bone structures. And so goes for the distinct flora and fauna of Mona. It is ardently believed that Mother Nature guides, nurtures, and effectively runs the farms. The use of any pesticide is prohibited in the farms. Instead, natural methods are employed, such as the use of neem extract as pesticide. Organic food, no pesticides, natural habitat, conservation and preservation. Mona in its own right is a classic example that how man can survive in conformity with nature, and that too on sustainable grounds. The studs are well maintained and properly looked after. Prime among them is the horse breeding stud. Established in 1956, the studs are entrusted with producing high-quality pedigreed Arabian and thoroughbred stallions. This is ensured by invigorating the existing stock with the imported stallions from various parts of Europe and America on periodical basis. An equally impressive show is also put up at the heavy horse breeding stud. Ever since the setting up of these studs in 1970, Mona has been producing a fine stock of Percherons, Suffolk, Norikirk, Cleveland and Hanoverian breeds, hence ensuring a regular supply of stallions and broadmares for the eventual production of mountain artillery mules. And while the giant and mighty horses hold an impressive presence in the depot, the other members of the equine family are also not ignored. The donkey breeding stud has been in operation since the inception of the farms in 1906, providing high-quality stallions for mule breeding. With such impressive parent line, Mona mules, no wonder, have proven to be the real ships of the mountains. Broad and strong enough to hold the loads of heavy armor, these draft animals are issued to the Pakistan Army to haul ammunition, water, food, and heavy artillery, and even evacuate the wounded and injured from the most difficult and often unreachable terrains in the world. Training is of the essence to bear this test. Mule training at Mona is thus of no less importance. As the skilled trainers of the depot tame the animals to perform the arduous tasks, the animals take their own time in learning the art. Training surely becomes interesting. As animals are disciplined to obey orders, they often tend to be naughty. Seemingly not contented with the dinner served, this mule sneaked out of the stables in search of more food and was caught red-handed, the thief mule. Like father, like son. The Army Equitation School at Mona has been training officers and junior rank personnel not only from Pakistan but also from friendly countries like Saudi Arabia, UAE, Bangladesh, Jordan, Malaysia, Sri Lanka, and Nepal in different equestrian sports like polo, show jumping, and riding. The training methodology of horses an equally tested regimen that has proven its worth over the years. After the initial 39 weeks remount training, the horses undergo 2 years polo training schedule to come up to the international standards. The fact testified by the Federation of International Polo.
The most experienced players in the team, and you can see this chart. He has given us the next talent.
Effective pollination for enhanced yield is managed through birds and bee farming. Even fruit bats. Communal harmony is Mona's hallmark. While the predominant Muslim population celebrates its festivals with great fervor, so do the Hindus and the Christian comrades. Christmas and Easter are celebrated with equal respect. At the same time, Holi and Diwali bring lots of color and lights to the depot. The Mona management assures that the Mona church and the temple are kept and preserved well in shape. Harmony is Mona's heritage, and heritage is preserved religiously. As no automotives are freely allowed within the Mona vicinity, officer tum-tum, passenger cart, and the regal commandant's coach adorn the streets of the remount depot. On display are the historic coaches used on various occasions by the nation's founding father, the Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah, and Queen Elizabeth II of Great Britain. The Harness Museum at the stables has on display the rare whips, brass coach lamps, neck collars, and leather pads dating back to the British Raj and earliest 20th century. While 2 in hand and 4 in hand and 6 in hand are Mona's regular features, the depot holds the worldwide distinction of maintaining and effectively managing the regal 8-in-hand coach. But it's men that are the most revered heritage of the depot. ALD retired Khushal Khan, a World War II veteran of RV&FC who served the Royal Army with distinction from 29th August 1942 to 28th August 1957. Khushal's enviable career also brought him to Mona, and so began his lifelong association with the depot. This continues to this day, as no occasion at Mona is complete without the presence of Khushal. A proud recipient of prestigious medals, Khushal is seen fully dressed up to the occasion. Mona is a living example of nature, conservation, harmony, and peace.